Okay, I want to review how weather in the United States moves. Okay, so up here I got my weather map of the United States, and I have a little storm system out here by California. This would be the west coast over here. This would be the east coast. So we have a storm system over here by Colorado and Oregon and Washington. Okay, and one thing that you need to know is how the weather generally moves across the United States. So does it move from the west coast to the east coast, from the east coast to the west coast, north to south? What happens? Okay, and so generally speaking, weather in the United States moves from the west coast across the United States to the east coast. Okay, and so what might cause that? What causes it to move from the west to the east? And so the other day, we talked about these big global convection currents that occur in different parts of the world. And just so happens over the United States, the big global convection currents that occur over the United States are called westerlies. And westerlies move from the east to the west. And so they're happening over the United States, and there are these really powerful winds that happen to help move weather from the west coast to the east coast. And so that's kind of the general cause of what takes the weather across that. There's some other factors. There's generally some jet streams that are moving from the east to the west across the United States too, and those help move the weather that way. But generally speaking, westerlies are the cause that moves weather from west to east. Okay, now I want to talk about hurricanes, because hurricanes do something a little bit different. So this would be, say, the Atlantic Ocean, and here we have a hurricane down here in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so why do hurricanes hit the east coast of the United States if weather is moving from west to east? Okay, and so hurricanes happen down here. They start down by the equator, and westerlies occur from right about here, so kind of the top of the United States, down to about the bottom of the United States. Okay, and so those are the westerlies. But below that, there's another kind of global wind that we talked about, and those are called trade winds. And those are blowing toward the equator, turning west. Okay, so they're blowing that way. And so hurricanes that form down here get pushed to the west, okay, which would be pushed toward the east coast of the United States because of these big trade winds. And so they generally move to the west, affecting the east coast of the United States. And if you've ever seen a hurricane, when it gets to about up here when it hits about the United States, these westerlies take over, and it will kind of bow back. So it kind of forms a big U, because down here the trade winds are pushing them, but up here the westerlies take over and move them back toward the east.